So the leaders, Chamonix Pujola, Jean Le Cam and Bernard Stamm, passing into the Pacific yesterday evening. You can see them about 400 miles south of Hobart there. Neutrogena should pass today. Distances staying fairly similar between them. Gaia Centris Auditivus passes Cape Leeuwin early this morning. Renault Captur about 240 miles behind. They have good strong southwesterly winds. At the Kerguelen Islands, One Planet One Ocean have passed, and just past Crozet, heading towards the longitude of the Kerguelen Islands, is Spirit of Hungary. Light downwind conditions for them just now, reasonably benign, and conditions also good at the front of the fleet. Breeze has dropped away slightly after that high speed episode for Chamonix Pujola, but things going well. And the leaderboard this Tuesday, the 10th of February, 9 o'clock this morning, Chamonix Pujola, speeds dropped off very slightly now, back to about 18.5 knots, matched identically by Neutrogena in second place. Neutrogena 228 miles behind. Gaia Centris Auditivus have gained a few miles, about 30 miles in fact, on Renault Captur since yesterday over the last 24 hours, in third and fourth place. We Are Water at 11.7, 11.8 knots just now, fairly steady. One Planet One Ocean in sixth, making 15 knots, good speeds. Spirit of Hungary, as we said, light downwind conditions, about 10 knots, 9.9 VMG, 254 miles over the course of the last 24 hours.
Les conditions là, là il fait ça s'est dégagé un peu le ciel et on a des vents de 20-25 nœuds au portant. Donc là pour le moment c'est les bonnes conditions. Les jours derniers c'était un peu plus musclé. Écoute, là ça s'est calmé. Là. Depuis une heure ou deux, là ça s'est un peu calmé. Donc là c'est des conditions, on va dire. Enfin on s'habitue à tout, hein. Donc voilà. Après c'est quand on a eu quand même pas mal de vent pendant 2 jours, hein. Donc écoute, ouais là c'est pas mal. Bah ouais, là on a bombardé pas mal, effectivement. Ça continue, hein, mais ça marche un peu moins vite que les derniers temps, mais ça va quand même. La mer était quand même assez maniable, donc forcément, dès que la mer est maniable, si tu veux, dans les fonds chauds, bah, tu peux te permettre d'aller plus vite. Hein. C'est toujours la mer qui, on va dire, qui dirige, hein, le vent, bon, ça c'est une chose, mais c'est surtout l'état de la mer qui empêche les bateaux, qui calme la vitesse des bateaux. À un certain moment, tu peux pas lutter, quoi. Et c'est vrai que bon, bah derrière il explique aussi, donc on est obligé de suivre, quoi. Donc forcément c'est pas de tout repos, ça je peux te dire. On va faire le point surtout dans le bateau. Bon là ça va, hein, niveau gasoil ça va. Enfin on a fait un peu le tour un peu ça fait plaisir. On va passer le 180 dans je sais pas quand, mais dans pas très longtemps. Là on est à 151 S, tu vois. Donc 151 S, 180, bah c'est dans on va dire dans une soixantaine d'heures, on est en ouest. On va passer d'est en ouest. Ça, c'est bien.
So after these great speeds up until yesterday evening, they were, I think, the best speed for Chamonix Pujola over 24 hours. They did 479 miles. But anyway, they passed into the Pacific Ocean last night, around about 9:30 in the evening. Jean Le Cam reported this morning that things have eased off for them. They've eased back in terms of speed initially because the sea states were so bad, but pretty much as they moved into the Pacific Ocean, almost on cue, then the skies have opened up. They've seen some blue skies and some sunshine, and the seas have eased off, and so they're managing to go a little bit quicker again. They have 20 to 25 knots racing downwind. He said yesterday was just a little bit rougher, but the seas calmed down over the last couple of hours when he spoke this morning. Conditions are better. Had a lot of wind for a couple of days. Not too bad now. Spent a lot of time on the helm. They're not quite as fast as they have been, but that's fine for the two of them. Sea's a little bit calmer and they should be going fast again. Talking about the halfway point of the race, He says that really it's not going to be a big deal for them, but they are checking everything over on the boat, looking at the essential things, making sure that their diesel consumption is on target, which he said it is. So they were at 151 degrees east this morning, so 180 degrees. The anti-meridian will be in about 60 hours. He also said that the wind is, when the wind's from the north, as it is just now, they're not feeling too cold, but as soon as they have a southerly wind, it gets pretty cold because the breeze blows straight out off the ice pack. So they have a little heater which they put on inside, and they manage to dry things out in the inside of the boat. Other than that, they're a little bit tired, but apart from that, everything is fine on board Chamonix Pujola.
We have nice conditions to sailing today, so we are pretty well. So for the next few days, for tonight, we're going to have more wind from northwest. And for Friday also we have a strong northwest wind. So at least it's wind from the back. So we're going to run a lot of miles for the first days at the Indian Ocean. The cold and the grey sky, it's quite impressive, no? And the sea, because the waves are quite high, and there are always more wind that the forecast says. But in few days you are used to sail here. Tonight we want to have 25-30 knots, and for Friday 30-35 knots. So we expect more wind soon. Every 4 days we mail with Oppo boats, and also several times with Chamonix Pujola, and sometimes with guys also. Very, very, very happy, because for us it was an exit to be in the south, so to be here near to Australia, it's almost a dream.
So looking a little bit at the second half of the fleet, if you like, Spirit of Hungary, One Planet, One Ocean, and We Are Water. Well, Spirit of Hungary just in the light downwind conditions, much lighter than you'd expect considering their position in the south. They're trying to get to the longitude of the Kerguelen Islands. Unfortunately for them, meantime, One Planet, One Ocean are just to the east of the longitude of the Kerguelen Islands, and they're going a little bit quicker. So a little bit of tough times again for Spirit of Hungary, watching their opposition, such as it is, sailing away from them in better breeze. One Planet, One Ocean were making about 14 knots, so about 3 knots quicker than Spirit of Hungary today. And then We Are Water jibed about 150 miles ago. They jibed right on the exclusion zone. They're now heading back up to the northeast. They have good conditions, and they're expecting more breeze. Willie Garcia spoke to us this morning. He said that all things are good and well on board. Good sailing conditions. The next few days we're going to have more wind from the northwest, and in particular Friday. So tonight he reckons 25 to 30 knots, Friday 30 to 35 knots, and Willie said he's very, very happy with his race so far.
Hello everybody, the Barcelona World Race has the first boat in the Pacific Ocean today. Last night at 9:30 UTC, Chamonix Pujola has crossed the longitude of Tasmanian Island and managed to get inside the Pacific Ocean. They are doing now a boat speed of 17 knots, and the wind is 25 knots blowing from the northwest. Right behind him, at 230 miles, Neutrogena will cross and enter the Pacific Ocean today as well, within the next hours. They're having now the same weather system as Chamonix Pujola as the last days, and they have 25 knots of wind, a little bit more pressure, up to 30, and doing a boat speed of 15 knots. In the south of Cape Leeuwin, there's a low pressure here, and thanks to that, gas is having a good speed. They crossed the Cape Leeuwin last night at midnight, 45 minutes, GMT time, and now they can head down to the southeast. As well concerned by this low pressure, we have here Renault Capture. Renault Capture has a bit less pressure, but still doing 16 knots of boat speed and a wind of 22, 23 knots. coming from the southwest. It's a bit tricky because the wind is always changing, but they're doing very well. We're very happy with them. We Are Water, the Garcia brothers, managed to jibe last night, and now they're heading to the northeast. They have a good pressure. They have up to 20 knots of northwest wind, and boat speed is 16 knots. On our screen here, you can see One Planet, One Ocean, heading towards the east, straight east direction. They have a northwest wind of 16 knots. They have a very good VMG. As you can see, they follow the edge of the exclusion zone. They're right on the Kerguelen Islands longitude right now. Spirit of Hungary is between the Kerguelen Islands and the Crozet Islands. They have a bit lighter wind because there's a big high pressure here, and now they're just doing 12 knots of boat speed for wind blowing about 12, 13 knots.
The FNOB and the Pompeu Fabra University of Barcelona, in collaboration with the agency Dribbling, organised a creativity competition to design the Barcelona World Race advertising campaign. The aim was to find effective solutions which fused the key values behind the double-handed round the world race and those shared by the general public. Barcelona's Pompeu Fabra University and the FNOB launched an advertising campaign in November 2013, giving students in their third and fourth years in the Advertising and Public Relations programme the chance to take part. Students split into 5 groups of 3 and learned about the sporting, organisational and historical aspects of the race. Representatives of the agency and the FNOB laid out the campaign objectives, which were to highlight how ocean sailing's core values align with those of the city of Barcelona and to better establish the double-handed round-the-world race in the minds of the citizens. Following 5 months of work, 15 students presented the 5 projects to the judges at the Barcelona World Race Interpretation Centre last April. In the end, the winners were a project presented by the Equipe Vela team, Irene Ferre, Ramon Balcells and Roberto David Donaldson. The slogan, "Turn the World Around," plays on the sporting aspect, racing round the world, but also how the FNOB is working to improve society through a number of projects fostering education, scientific research and respect for the environment.